What if Marvel isn't just setting up Sentry and the Thunderbolts to take on the team, but actually preparing Sentry to throw hands with Thor, the OG god of thunder? Love and Thunder got a ton of backlash, and let's be real, Thor needs a strong comeback with real action and a solid storyline. Love and Thunder already set up the perfect villain for Thor 5. The mid-credit scene introduced Brett Goldstein as Hercules, Zeus's son, setting the stage for an epic showdown. But now, with Sentry in the picture, everything changes. So what does that mean for Thor 5? Let's break it all down. If Sentry is being set up in Thunderbolts to fight Thor instead of just the team, then Thor 5 could be heading towards something huge, maybe even a full-on Siege adaptation. Secret Invasion might not have been a hit, but it did one thing right, setting the stage for a war against aliens on Earth. The US president literally declared open season on non-humans, and that includes Asgardians since New Asgard is right on Earth. If people start hunting Skrulls, it's only a matter of time before Asgardians get targeted too. In the comics, Siege was all about Norman Osborn leading an attack on Asgard. The MCU doesn't have Osborn yet, but it does have Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine pulling the strings behind the Thunderbolts. If she's the one controlling Sentry, a version of Siege could play out, with Thor fighting to defend New Asgard from an all-powerful, unstable force. And honestly, that's exactly what Thor needs, a serious fight that isn't just about cracking jokes. Sentry, especially with his dark side, the Void, is no joke. In the comics, he wiped out millions. If Marvel leans into that, he could be the most terrifying villain Thor has ever faced. And Thor 5 might just be the high-stakes, action-packed comeback that the God of Thunder deserves. If Sentry is the main villain, there are a few other comic storylines where Thor and Sentry clash that Marvel could pull from. One is Siege, which has already been touched on, but another major one is World War Hulk. In that storyline, when Hulk returns to Earth looking for revenge, he takes down pretty much every hero in his way. Sentry is the last line of defense, and their fight is one of the most intense in Marvel comics. Thor isn't part of that showdown, but the MCU could tweak it so that Thor 5 follows a similar structure, with Sentry going berserk and Thor being the one who has to stop him. With the MCU already introducing Hulk's son, Scar, in She-Hulk, a World War Hulk-style event could be on the horizon. If so, Sentry's role in that storyline could be repurposed for Thor 5, making him Thor's next big opponent. Another key comic that could inspire Thor 5 is the Void Saga. This storyline dives deep into Sentry's dark alter ego, the Void, which could be terrifying in the MCU. Thor has never faced an opponent like Sentry who has literal reality warping abilities. If Thor 5 explores the Void's full destructive potential, Thor could be pushed to his absolute limits, forced to find a way to either defeat or redeem Sentry before he destroys everything. Recent MCU events also set up an opportunity for something like the death of Sentry. In this storyline, Thor is forced to kill Sentry when he becomes too dangerous. With all the destruction Sentry could cause in Thunderbolts and beyond, the MCU might follow a similar path, positioning Thor as the only one strong enough to take him down. If Marvel really wants to make Thor 5 a major turning point, having him face a tragic no-win battle against Sentry could be the way to go. With all these potential influences, Thor 5 could end up being one of the darkest and most action-packed Thor movies yet. Something that would definitely make up for Love and Thunder and give Thor the legendary fight he deserves. Sentry's introduction to the MCU could mark a turning point for Thor 5, allowing Marvel to explore a darker, more dramatic side of the character while still keeping elements of his humor. The setup from Secret Invasion already hints at a Siege-like event. If followed through in Thor 5, it could pit Thor against one of his most formidable foes yet. The presence of Sentry, possibly manipulated by Valentina and the Thunderbolts, could lead to a devastating conflict that forces Thor to face immense challenges both physically and emotionally. This could also be the perfect way to restore Thor's balance between comedy and drama, avoiding the tonal missteps of Love and Thunder. Luckily, Marvel doesn't need to reinvent Thor to achieve this. The best version of the character has already been showcased in previous films. While Thor, The Dark World wasn't the most well-received, it presented a compelling version of Thor, one that retained his regal and powerful demeanor while introducing natural comedic elements. Unlike Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, which leaned heavily into humor, The Dark World's approach felt more grounded, allowing Thor to exhibit both emotional depth and strength. Bringing this version back in Thor 5 could recapture the essence of the character that resonated with audiences. Avengers: Infinity War refined this balance, giving Thor some of his most iconic moments. The Russo brothers preserved his humor without overshadowing his dramatic potential, leading to powerful scenes like forging Stormbreaker and his devastating confrontation with Thanos. These moments proved that Thor shines when his humor is used sparingly and his emotional weight is fully realized. Thor 5 has the opportunity to continue this trajectory by presenting a story that challenges him on multiple levels, whether through Hercules' vendetta or Sentry's unstoppable force. Marvel now has the perfect chance to get Thor right after years of tonal shifts. His best moments often come when teaming up with other heroes, and Thor 5 could embrace this idea while keeping the stakes high. The groundwork is already laid with Hercules, whose introduction in Love and Thunder's post-credit scene teases a thrilling rivalry. Brett Goldstein's blend of comedy and drama makes him an ideal adversary, ensuring their clash will be both intense and entertaining. By weaving together these elements, Hercules' grudge, the looming threat of Sentry, and the echoes of the Siege storyline, Thor 5 could become the ultimate blend of humor, drama, and action, finally delivering the Thor movie fans have been waiting for. That's a wrap for today's video. If you have any ideas for future topics, drop them in the comments. Always up for hearing what you want to see next. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on which movie could kick off the MCU mutant saga and what's next for the Inhumans. Stay tuned and let's hear your thoughts on today's topic in the comments.